Canadians decry former Vaughan MP Fantino's link to new cannabis store. Some Canadians on Twitter unleashed their disgust at what they see as double standards over how former police who arrested people for cannabis possession are increasingly making more money out of the now fully legal green herb. Pedro Marcos from Toronto isn't a marijuana activist, nor does he smoke or care for cannabis. But what baffles Marcos is the outright hypocrisy of former Vaughan MP Julian Fantino, who is continuously benefiting from his company's growing cannabis business despite incarcerating many people during his long career in law enforcement as four-time police chief. Worst, Fantino never approved of the legalization of recreational marijuana in 2017 and derided Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for his legalization push, which was part of his 2015 federal election platform. But like other police and politicians who opposed the legalization of recreational cannabis, Fantino joined the Green Rush in 2017 when he became the chair of the Concord-based Aleafia Health Incorporated, which mainly specializes in medical marijuana. On its page, Aleafia touted his distinguished career in law enforcement. From an anti-marijuana crusader, Fantino became a convert of what he saw as the green herb's benefits, at least in terms of getting people off opiates. On its page, Raf Sukar, a retired RCMP Deputy Commissioner of Federal and International Police, is also one of Aleafia's directors. Like Fantino, Sukar had also said that he was persuaded by the science and by real-life stories when he joined Aleafia. But the two never explicitly lent their full weight to recreational marijuana use. On December 7, Marcos shared on Twitter a photo of One Plant's application for a cannabis retail store in Kensington Market, in what seems to be the latest development of recreational businesses related to Aleafia. On the outset, the link between the recreational company One Plant and Aleafia, which brands itself as a medical marijuana business, is disconnected, but for those who read business news, there is a clear connection. On November 23, Aleafia announced the closure of its deal with Saruya Private Equity, Saruya, by the former's acquisition of a 51% interest in Flying High Brands Incorporated, a domestic and international cannabis brands joint venture, Flying High, and a 9.9% interest in One Plant, Retail, Corp, a Canada-wide cannabis retail joint venture, One Plant. They're a producer, so legally, they're only allowed to own that 9%. It's not out of the goodness of their hearts, Marcos said. Last year, the province decided that any Ontario cannabis retail license will not be issued to a corporation if more than 9.9% of it is owned or controlled by one or more licensed marijuana producers or their affiliates. But that's not only the money Aleafia is expected to make once One Plant in Kensington Market becomes an official store. They're double-dipping, Marcos explained, adding, Aleafia is using workarounds to make it look like they're a small player in this. They sell to the consumer and make money off that 9%, but they also make 100% of the money selling to One Plant because they're part owner. They sell to their own store and to the consumer. The Saruya family, including Aaron Saruya, the president of International Franchise Incorporated, has over 4,500 franchise locations in over 50 countries. The brothers, Michael and Aaron Saruya, are the entrepreneurs behind brands like Yogen Fuzz and Pinkberry. Michael is also the managing director of Saruya Private Capital, and a major shareholder of Second Cup and also sits on its board. Also, One Plant is the brand name of Dollar Soul's dispensaries. If you're not familiar with Dollar Soul, that is the company headed by serial stock promoter at DeFrancesco_A. He is a business partner with the Saruya family and is currently under investigation for stock fraud by the SEC. When approaching Aleafia, its spokesperson said, due to provincial regulations, licensed producers including Aleafia Health, cannot own or operate cannabis retail stores. The Alcohol and Gaming Commission also told York Region Media that Aleafia is not the applicant or operator for this proposed location. Applicants are not permitted to sell or change ownership that would result in a change of control, it added. AGC said the applicant is now going through public notice under the name One Plant. However, applicants can nevertheless enter into agreements with other parties for support in operating their private retail store. This could include entering into trademark agreements that allow an applicant to open their store using another company's brand. For Marcos, this is almost self-explanatory. Alifia executives themselves aren't opening the store. Instead, a private citizen who won the cannabis license lottery, Jason Kralicki, is opening it under his name with one plant operating it. Kralicki is just the front-facing owner. One plant will operate the store and pay him an ongoing management fee. It's not only one plant that's giving Alifia some recreational market access. In March, Alifia acquired Emblem Cannabis, which has been selling a cannabis brand called SYMBL since July 2018. And through Emblem, Alifia reported in August a single sale of cannabis products worth about $1 million to an undisclosed provincial partner. Cannabis was a convenient tool, especially for police officers, as it would act as a gateway to criminal justice, the Toronto-based lawyer Karima Saad said, highlighting how police and politicians were making money from stomping people for marijuana possession. A corporate cannabis superstore is set to open in Kensington Market, almost directly across the street from the venerable at Hotbox Cafe. Julian Fantino sits as chair of a company involved in this transaction. However, speed forward to the post-legalization climate, these former police are still making money while leaving those who were stumped out from participating in the legal system, either because these people don't have the big capital leverage to enter a market heavily criticized as hard to access to the general entrepreneur, due to expensive licensing and long processes, or simply because their criminal records aren't clear. Saad said fewer than 100 of 500,000 Canadians have applied for a pardon to clear their record. We don't know how many were pardoned, she said, urging for expunging records and not just pardoning those with at least simple possession. With pardoning, the government isn't saying they were mistaken, she said, but expungement is the recognition that they erred. Saad also brought another social justice issue. He, Fantino, is responsible for arresting/jailing thousands for non-violent cannabis offenses. Data shows Black and Indigenous people were disproportionately targeted, the lawyer added. Like her, Marcus believes Fantino is getting rich off of the cannabis business that he so mercilessly persecuted others for. He used it as an excuse to go after people of color and the poor, who were disproportionately affected by his pot crackdowns while he was chief. Jody Emery, one of the big activists for legalization, lamented online over this glaring disparity of how thousands of peaceful people continue to suffer arrest, jail, criminal records, exclusion for pot, while police and politicians who opposed legalization and ruined lives with the law are cashing in on legal weed, with no apology. For Marcus, even the location is far too big, around 10,000 square foot, for the heart of Kensington Market. The sidewalks are already too crowded and it's heavily frequented by families. It's an inappropriate location for a cannabis store of that size.